Good morning. Today we will discuss about simple image formation model. So in order to understand this simple image formation model, we have to go for the image. So what is an image again, and how to represent an image. Okay? So in order to understand what is an image, how to represent an image, we'll go for this PDF document. I will show you how to represent an image and what is an image exactly. So this is an image. Okay. So what is an image? An image may be defined as a two-dimensional function f of x comma y, where x and y are spatial coordinates, and the amplitude of f at any pair of coordinates x comma y is called intensity level or gray level of the image at that point. So try to concentrate on the image. Image is a two-dimensional function f of x comma y. In this f of x comma y, x is spatial coordinates, y is a spatial coordinate. So x is towards x direction, x axis, and y towards y direction. So image is a two-dimensional function. And here this f indicates the intensity level or the gray level of that image at a spatial coordinate point. For example, spatial coordinates will be 0, 0, that is one of the coordinate. At that coordinate, the amplitude value is f. Next 0, 1, that is another coordinate value. At that, the amplitude is f again. So here, this f indicates intensity level or the gray level of the image at that point. So when the spatial coordinates x comma y and the amplitude values f are finite and discrete. Suppose in this two-dimensional function f of x comma y, and this x and y along with this f, if they are discrete, then the image is said to be known as a digital image. Otherwise, image is said to be known as a analog image. So generally, the processing of a digital image by means of digital computer is called as a digital image processing. Okay? Processing of a digital image by means of a digital computer is called digital image processing. Similarly, analog image processing is an area that deals with the processing of analog electrical signals using analog circuits. So digital image is composed of a finite number of elements. This is a very important point. Finite number of elements. Each element has a particular location and value, and the location of each element is x comma y. Okay, and it has a particular value as well as a location. And these elements are called picture elements and image elements and pulse and what we are calling as a pixels. So pixels are nothing but elements of an image. Okay, so more the number of pixels, more the number of pixels, then better will be the quality of an image. Okay, better will be the quality of an image. Now, in order to understand how to represent an image, we can represent the image in different forms. So this is one of the form we have, coordinate convention form, which is used to represent the image. So what is the coordinate convention form? The coordinate convention form means here you can see this arrangement on x-axis and y-axis. We have represented a dotted values. These dotted values indicates 1 pixels. Okay, total entire image f of x comma y is represented on the x-axis and y-axis. And before going to representing the total pixel values on the x-axis, y-axis, we divided the total pixels of an image into n number of columns and m number of rows, m rows and n columns. So after dividing the image into m rows and n columns, we are placing all the pixels on the x-axis, y-axis. That is one of the representation called coordinate convention representation. And we have another representation, that is matrix form of representation. Here you can see the image input image f of x comma y is equal to f of 0 0, f of 0 1, f of 0 comma n minus 1. Here also all pixels we can represent it in the form of matrix, and the size of the matrix is m by n. That means it consisting of m rows and n columns. Means all the pixels we divided into m rows and n columns. This is one of the representation, that is matrix representation. Okay, and in this matrix representation there are two different types of matrix representation. One is called traditional matrix representation, and here you can see This is also another matrix representation. This is a traditional matrix representation. We can say capital A equal to A00, A01, and A0 n minus 1, and A10, A11, and so on, A1 n minus 1. And these traditional matrix representation, we are just representing the values. Okay, just we are representing the value of the pixel, that is A0. Sorry, A, that is the value of the pixel at a location 0, 0. This is one of the traditional representation. So image we can represent it on the coordinate convention form, and image we can represent it on the matrix form also. In matrix, again we have two matrix. One is traditional matrix. Okay, one is a traditional matrix. This is called a compact matrix. That is initial representation is a compact form of matrix. Next one is a traditional matrix. Generally, digitization process of an image requires a decision about taking the values of m, n, and the number of discrete gray levels, that is capital L. The number of discrete gray levels in an image is L equal to 2 power k. So this is very, very important point you have to remember. How many number of discrete gray levels we have in an image means that is L equal to 2 power k. So these discrete gray levels are equally spaced and they are integers in the range 0 to L minus 1. You keep remember this 0 to L minus 1. This is the range of an image, the dynamic range of an image. That is, what is the range of the intensity levels of an image means 0 to L minus 1 is the intensity levels which are present in the image. For example, L equal, for example, let us consider k equal to 3 bits. K equal to 3 bits means how many number of values we have? K equal to 3 means L equal to 2 power 3. That is L equal to 2 power 3. That is 8 gray levels we have. So the range of the image, that is the 3-bit image, is 0 to 7. So there are 8 intensity levels which are present in the 3-bit input image. That means k equal to 3 bits, it has 8 intensity levels, 0 to 7. K equal to 4, it has a 16 intensity level. K equal to 5, K equal to 6. For example, K equal to 8, it has a 360, 256 number of gray levels. Okay. See here, B equal to M into N into K. Here K is nothing but the number of bits that are used to represent an image. M is the number of rows, means we are placing the total pixels into M rows and N columns. So what is this B? B is the number of bits used to store the image. What are the number of bits that are required to store the image? So B equal to, for a square image, the number of rows equal to number of columns. So M equal to N. So we can write B equal to N into K, which is equal to N square into K. So if the number of gray levels in an image is 2 power K, then the image is said to be known as a K-bit image. Okay. And the images are generally represented with pixels and stored in the form of bits or in the form of bytes. We know bit is nothing but a 0, 1. And 1 byte equal to 8 bits, and 1 kilobyte equal to 1024 or 10 power 2 power 10 bytes, and here 1 megabyte equal to 2 power 20 bytes, and 1 gigabyte equal to 2 power 30, 1 terabyte equal to 2 power 40 bytes. So generally, image is nothing but image is a two-dimensional function. We can represent the image that is a two-dimensional function, f of x comma y, which is equal to f of I comma j. So that means x equal to I we represented in this representation. So image we can represent it as a two-dimensional function. So that is f of x comma y. That two-dimensional function will have two components again internally. One is illumination component and reflectance component. And we will concentrate on the simple image formation model, because this is our today's topic, the simple image formation model. So in this simple image formation model, images are denoted by two-dimensional function f of x comma y. The value of amplitude f at x comma y is a positive scalar quantity. So what is this f? F is the gray level or the intensity level. Images are generated by the physical process, that is intensity values are proportional to the energy radiated by the physical source, that is 0 less than equal to f of x comma y less than equal to infinity. So means the intensity values of an image are lies in between 0 and infinity. And f of x comma y may be characterized by two components, that is f of x comma y, which is equal to I of x comma y and R of x comma y. Here I of x comma y is nothing but the illumination component, and R of x comma y is nothing but a reflectance component. So image can be represented as a multiplication of the two components, illumination component as well as the reflectance component. Generally, the range of this illumination component is 0 to infinity. That means in between 0 and infinity, we have illumination component. And coming to the reflectance component, in between 0 and 1, we have a reflectance component. So the range of the reflectance component is 0 to 1. And 0 indicates total absorption, and 1 indicates total reflection in case of reflectance component. Now we will concentrate on the image sensing and acquisition. That means what are the image sensing techniques and what are the image acquisition techniques we have. So image sensing, generally the images are generated by the combination of illumination source and reflectance or absorption of the energy from the source by element of the scene being imaged. So converting the illumination energy into digital image is nothing but sensing. So what is sensing? Converting the illumination energy into digital image is nothing but the sensing. And what is this acquisition? Acquisition is nothing but it is a process of capturing the real world images. So we can acquire the digital images with sensors. Generally, without sensor, it is not possible to acquire the digital images. So first we require the sensors, and we need to make the proper arrangement for the sensors for capturing the image. So sensing and acquisition is nothing but arranging the sensor for making capturing of an image. Okay, there are three basic sensors for image sensing. One is called single sensor and line sensors and array of sensors. Generally, sensors are used to transform the illumination energy into the digital images. Okay, sensors are used. Generally, sensors are used to transform the illumination energy into digital images. Now, this is the sensor we have. This is one arrangement. Three principal sensor arrangements used to transform the source illumination energy into digital image. The first sensor is called a single sensor, you can say. The second one is called line sensor, and the third one is called array sensor. So these three sensors are used for the purpose of converting the illumination energy into digital images. So the incoming energy is transformed into proportional voltage by combination of electrical power and sensor material, which is adjustable to any type of energy. So we will try to understand one by one what is single sensor, what is a line sensor, and what is array sensor. So single sensor is the most widely used sensor. This sensor is a photodiode constructed with silicon material. You can see on the top of this sensor material, we have a filter. So here, what is this filter which we are using in the image processing? In image processing, filter is when we pass a image through a filter, it can extract the image components like a green component, blue component, red component. So that means when we pass any image through a green pass filter, it passes only the green color. The output image consisting of only the green color, and whatever the remaining colors are not passed through the filter. So we have a image filters like signal filters, like low pass filter passes low frequencies. Here also we have a filter that is a green pass filter. It passes only the green components which are present in the image. Similarly, we have a red filter. Red filter will pass only the red components of an image. So in front of the surface of the sensor, we have a filter to improve the selectivity of the color. Okay. For example, if we give a green pass filter, it allows only the green component of the color spectrum. And here we have a sensing material, which is a silicon material, and the light is fall on the surface of the this sensor material. It provides corresponding proportional voltage waveform as an output. Coming to the line sensor is a sensor strip which is looking like a strip of a tablet. You can see how we are arranging the tablets on a strip like that. The sensors are arranged in a strip pattern. So most frequently used sensor consisting of the inline arrangement of the sensors in the form of sensor strip. This strip provides image elements in one direction, and a motion perpendicular to the strip provides imaging on the other direction. This type of sensors we can found on the Xerox machines. You know, the Xerox machine, we are placing the object in one direction, and the movement of the sensors is in the opposite direction. Then only we'll get a what exactly object. And this last one is the array sensor. In this array sensor, we are arranging all the sensors. That is whatever the single sensors we have. Initially, those single sensors we are arranging in the form of rows and columns in the array fashion. So here you can see these sensors are arranged in a row and column fashion. So here individual sensors are arranged in the form of 2D array. So with the help of both those sensors like a single sensor, line sensor, and array sensors, we can acquire the images also. Image acquisition. What is the image acquisition? So it is the process of capturing the real world image. There are three methods for getting the image acquisition. One is image acquisition using a single sensor, image acquisition using line sensor, image acquisition using array of sensors. So this is the arrangement that is used for acquiring the image with the single sensor. Here if you see this arrangement, here we have a sensor. So this is the sensor which is moving from this left to right portion of this drum, which is the cylindrical drum. On the cylindrical drum, one lid screw is attached. So this is actually the screw. On the screw, our single sensor is moving. So that means our sensor is mounted on the lid screw. On the lid screw, our sensor is moving. Like this type of arrangement we can find in the printers. In the olden days printers, we are using this type of arrangement. Okay. So in order to generate a 2D images using a single sensor, they have to replace the displacement in both the x direction and the y direction between the sensor and the area being imaged. An arrangement used in high processing quality scanning where the film negatives are mounted on the drum whose mechanical rotation provides a displacement in one direction. The single sensor is mounted on the lid screw that provides the motion in the perpendicular direction. So since mechanical motion can be controlled with high precision, so this method is an expensive method, but slow to obtain high resolution images. So in single sensor arrangement, here we have a drum. So the rotation of drum is in one direction. Here I represented with one arrow. Rotation of the drum is in this direction. The motion of the sensor is in this direction. You can see the linear motion. Okay. So image is captured if and only if the rotation of the drum and the motion of the drum are perpendicular to each other. Next, coming to the image acquisition using a line sensor. In generally, this type of line sensors we can observe on the Xerox machines and also on the MRI machines. So magnetic resonance machines. So this is the single sensor. Okay, this is the line sensor, and you can see this is the arrangement of MRI machine, and this is 3D object which is nothing but a flat blood, and here we have a sensor ring. So this is the sensor ring, and this sensor ring is rotating in one direction, whereas the object, so we need to place on this straight linear strip. So the motion of this one is opposite direction to the ring. So the linear sensor strip provides imaging elements in one direction, motion perpendicular to the strip provides imaging in the other direction. Total you will get a two-dimensional image. So this type of arrangement is used in most flatbed scan bases. That means in the MRI machines. Okay. So once again, you take clarity here how this image is going to be captured. That is, we are placing the object on this linear sensor. Okay. This is the actually flat blood which is moving towards this ring. That means inside that ring and outside the ring, this flat bed is moving. And here we have a ring. On the ring, we have a sensor material. Ring is rotating in one direction, whereas this flat blood is moving into or out of the ring. So the movement of this linear object is one direction. The movement of the object is in one direction, and the movement of the sensor ring is in opposite direction. So due to this, two-dimensional image is formed. Similarly, image acquisition through array sensors. So here, this is the arrangement to produce image using array sensor. Initially, when the illumination is fall on the scene element, the light is reflected, and the reflected light is captured by this imaging system. This imaging system at back end we have a lenses. Okay, at back end we have a lenses, and that lens is projecting the image onto the image plane, and this image plane is coincident with the display. Here that the display displays the digital image like this. Here in order to understand, individual sensors are arranged in the form of 2D arrays. So energy from the illumination source is incident on the scene element, and then it is reflected from the scene element. Imaging system collect the incoming energy from the scene element and focus it on the image plane. So here we have a image plane. This is the image plane. Okay. So this imaging system focusing whatever the collected illumination onto the image plane. The front end of the image system, we have a lens that projects the viewed scene onto the lens focal plane. The sensors array which is coincident with the focal plane and produces the output proportional to the integral of the light received at the. So finally, so we will get a digital image with the help of sensor array also. Next, coming to the image sampling and quantization. Sampling and quantization are the two important processes used in converting the continuous analog images into digital images. So generally, we know that image sampling and quantization is used for the purpose of converting the analog signal into digital signal. In the similar fashion, we can also use the sampling and quantization in case of images. Now here when we perform the sampling on the images, when we perform the quantization on the images, what will happen? We will try to understand. So image sampling refers to the discretization of spatial coordinates. Means digitizing the spatial coordinates is called image sampling, where quantization refers to the discretization of gray level values. That means digitizing the amplitude values of the image is nothing but quantization. So here also in the same fashion, similar to that signal, digitization of time is sampling and digitization of amplitude is quantization. Similarly, in case of images also, discretization of spatial coordinates is sampling, whereas the discretization of gray level values is called quantization. Digitizing the coordinate values is called sampling, and digitizing the amplitude, that is intensity values, is called quantization. So here you can see this is the arrangement. This is one of the scene, one of the image. On the image, I have taken one line, that is A to B. That is one of the line, and which is moving on the entire, scene being viewed. So from A to B, that is our scan line. I am considering A, B, that is a scan line. When this image line A, B scanned this element or the image, so we will get a sampled output like this. So this is the sampled output when the image being scanned with a single line, that is A and B. Okay, and whatever the sampled output we have, and there will be some noise while scanning, and here you can find out that type of noise. And after that, the quantized value of the single line, that is AB, is represented here. So in the next class, we will try to concentrate how to perform this image sampling and quantization, and we will see what are the effects when we perform image sampling and quantization. Thank you.